Fellas, hello, welcome. Hi, fellas. The other day I made a video highlighting how guns have evolved and become more complex over time in Call of Duty Zombies. Guns are probably the focal point of the Call of Duty genre as a whole. I felt that was like a really good way to start off a little mini-series here. But there are just way too many aspects of zombies to only talk about guns. When Black Ops Cold War came out, I realized that the on-foot movement was just insane, and I wanted to bring it to light. But movement has changed in every Call of Duty Zombies game, and even like from the beginning in World at War, it's had its slow evolution, you know what I mean? So today, fellas, the evolution of movement and transportation in zombies. Yes, here we go. Nocturne Toe in the first Zombies map, the movement was simple and primitive and nothing to it besides running. No dolphin diving, nothing. The most you could do was glitch your way to some little spots around the map to become invincible to zombies, but that wasn't even sustainable, and that's not even really movement, those are just glitches. So yeah, that was how it was in our first Zombies map. Nothing special about the movement whatsoever. Even in our second Zombies map, nothing changed at all. Verrucht, you know, all you could still do was run and sprint. Like nothing to it. But even as early as the third Zombies map, Treyarch started doing stuff to create easier ways of travel across the map. The first of which is the zipline in Shi No Numa. Honestly, this was even a pretty primitive method of movement as it would just take you from one point to another that was already in very close distance. But this does mark the first time Treyarch did try to improve on the movement system, which is pretty cool. The truth is though, for pretty much up until Black Ops Cold War, the movement system was only built upon by adding new mechanics, but it wasn't like fundamentally changed. I'll get to that later. Der Riese though, this is where probably the most profound method of transportation was invented, and it was teleporting. You know, you teleport from one spot and you just kind of get zapped into the other. This was in maps like Kino, Shadows of Evil. Tons of maps have this, you know what I'm saying? Quick side note, some maps had like their own special way of movement to get from point A to point B, like Ascension, but not that profound. Call of the Dead, it did have a zipline too, just like Shi No Numa. Pretty much from Der Riese to Moon, there's not that much worth of focusing on for the evolution of movement, but in Moon, there were a couple of notable things that are worth mentioning. First of all, you spawned in Area 51 and had to teleport your way to the moon. Pretty cool. But most memorably are these like little jump pads that really have no use at all, but they're just kind of fun. All you gotta do is like jump from one spot and it just like takes you to this other spot that you have to land on. I don't know what the purpose of this was at all, but once again, kind of cool. Black Ops 2 though, you know what I mean right away, dude. The transit bus, insane, just insane. Ted is our absolute father and savior, if you know what I mean. The transit bus, probably the single most memorable system of movement in Call of Duty Zombies. It is so iconic. The transit bus takes you all around the map of transit from all these iconic locations, from spawn to diner to like power and then to town. Very fun to play on the bus with the homies. I actually cannot even stress enough how much the bus means to so many Zombies players, how much of an iconic transportation system it was and still is. Despite transit being probably the worst map of all time, I think we can all give some praise to the bus and what it tried to do. I've got to say, in Black Ops 2, there were a couple more things that actually added to the movement system in Zombies, like the paralyzer allowing you to float in the air, but I really don't think Black Ops 2 did much to innovate how players moved after transit. Black Ops 3, you know what I'm saying? There were a couple of things here in Black Ops 3 that were cool, like the Wonder Sphere in Der Eisendrache. You just linked one little pad and you can pretty much bounce your way across the entire map. It's a pretty fun, unique, and effective fast travel method in Der Eisendrache. Just a quick side note, I love Der Eisendrache, and the Wonder Sphere really did fit that map perfectly. The Wonder Sphere has never come back though, so you know, it wasn't the most like game innovating thing like the bus or anything, but I would say the Wonder Sphere was pretty cool and unique. From then on, you had Zetsubo no Shima, which wasn't that much of an innovative map whatsoever. You had Gorod Krovi, which you could travel with by the dragon, which was probably the most cinematic travel method we ever saw. But then in Revelations, you just had typical teleportation. Say that 5 times fast. Typical teleportation, typical teleportation, typical teleportation, typical. All right, I'm skipping Black Ops 4 again. I'm never going to talk about that game. But Black Ops Cold War, here we come. And like I said earlier, Black Ops Cold War changed the foundation of movement in zombies. And just hear me out. So you do have this fast travel method where you can like warp yourself through the map, but that's not what I'm talking about. Obviously, we've seen that before. Now, mounting is like the new thing. You can mount onto pretty much any rail, you can jump onto anything. Movement is so fluid. Here in the particle accelerator room is where what I'm pretty much trying to convey shines, you know what I'm saying? Here in the particle accelerator room, you can jump over things, you can climb onto rails, you can walk over whatever surface you want, and moving is just, it's what you make of it. There are also other rooms where there are like cool movement systems. You can get on planes, you can jump from Noct to the roof of Noct, you know what I'm saying? It's just so fun. There are actually so many examples of fun movement mechanics in Black Ops Cold War. Kind of just a Black Ops Cold War fanboy. Anyway though, so yeah, Black Ops Cold War's movement is fundamentally a bit different than normal because you were not able to have such fluid movement like this ever before in zombies. I think it's really cool and obviously I love it. Fellas though, that is gonna be the video. The evolution of movement in zombies. Probably not something, if you've ever played zombies, have even thought about, but I was thinking about this so much that I wanted to make a video and kind of have a sequel to the video I made a couple of days ago. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. Bye bye.